Good afternoon, dear friends. In January this year, at the meeting of the Council of the Development of Self-Management of the Russian Federation by the President of Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, due to digital technologies, it gets much easier to receive feedback from the public, to take managing decisions, to respond to the problems of our citizens, to respond to the citizens' and appeals, and which means more efficiently resolve the problems of our population on a daily basis. As a result of this meeting, the Russian Federation government and the government of the regions of Russian Federation are to establish the centers of management in the region using one unified digital platform for the appropriate feedback. It's very notable that in our republic, the program of receiving feedback from the population has been implemented, started from 2012. And in accordance with the decree of our President of Tatarstan. So, using digital technologies, the state information system, public control, which is indeed a very important platform for receiving feedback, this is the service addressing very relevant, acute and socially important issues in different sectors, in social area, in healthcare, labor. Those are the issues associated with ecology, infrastructure, houses and utilities, and many others. Altogether, 61 different directions. The main target is to have a voice among the population and an accessible resource, and to create a mechanism of assessment of the efficiency of the executive authorities. The informational system, population control, is introduced by the President and is regulated by the order of the President of our Republic from October 10, 2012, about the electronic communication among citizenship as part of the unified information system public control. Altogether, in this system, we are addressing the appeals in 61 categories. The main participants of this system are the applicants, the users, the moderators, the heads of the ministries and organizations in the Republic. The executors in this system are the bodies of local and municipal ministries, organizations, and enterprises of the Republic. The main moderator of this system is me, the Commissioner on Human Rights, as suggested by the President of our Republic. Why do we need this system in place? Why do we need the work of me as a moderator and a Commissioner on Human Rights? In 2013, we realized that the absence of coordinative authority negatively affects the system. Sometimes the organization would be just playing ping-pongs without having the problem resolved, and the absence of the control on the quality of the service just led to formal responses. Besides, we had a lot of violation of the violation of the terms in provision of this service. So controlling and the timely response within this system to the appeals of the citizens, we defined a certain violation of rights in traffic regulation, in provision of healthcare, educational institutions, and annually those problems that we see around us, we are trying to reflect them in our reports in accordance with the regulation about the violation of human rights in the Republic of Tatarstan. The right is the return of the application at any status, the control at any stage, the timely and quality response from the organization, and the offers and the suggestions about the frequently asked questions to the ministries, organizations of the Republic of Tatarstan, and to the President of the Republic, in order to control the timely and quality response to our citizens on a quarterly basis. As a conference call, we sometimes invite the executors of these, the executors of the solutions of this problem to these problems. We also have meetings with the responsible executors. We go outside to the municipal regions, to those districts that public is writing about. We host meetings and regional seminars for organization of monitoring and coordination of the process. We attract the activists, volunteers, deputies of the State Council of the Republic of Tatarstan. All the participants, all the citizens may address this system, defining the problem in different sectors of our life. First of all, we have to take a picture of this problem to show the address of this problem, and then via the portal of state and municipal services, and using mobile application, which is also active right now, where we have public control, to choose the category, to upload the images, to define the problems in few sentences, and to confirm the agreement with the rules. This information is received by call centers, digital centers of the Republic of Tatarstan. Within one day, these centers will define who to address these issues to. The employees of this center will use the moderation rules developed by moderators from the public control. We also have the alert system in an open and closed access. The open alerts and messages are reflected on the open interface, and each citizen can take a look what are the issues that the public sends to, and support a certain application, and to have an assessment to comment these applications as part of this system. There is also a closed alert messaging available only for the applicant and those executives who are responsible for addressing these issues. But in these categories, the citizen has to provide his personal details. What are these categories? Of course, this is the counteractions against crime, utilities and houses, religious conflicts, extremisms, the violation of selling alcohol goods, illegal production of ethyl spirit, illegal fishing, and using of water resources. Within 10 days, the executors have to address to the issues. And in housing and utilities, it's 3 days of reaction, of response. And within these 10 days, the executors have either to resolve the application or to define the terms of deciding on these issues, or whether to send a negative feedback if it doesn't comply with the regulations. The peculiarity of the system, if it's an open application, can support every citizen can support their comments, leave their comments. For instance, here are some numbers. The total number of comments has reached more than 1,690,000. That's how many people have left their comments, and more than 1,300,000 were supported by the public of our republic. So this number of support messages shows us that this is a very popular digital platform. Together with the Ministry of Digital Development, of the State Management of Informational Technologies and Communication, as well as with the moderators of these categories, we closely work on renewal and enhancing of the system, of this public control system, taking into account the public opinion. And in order to increase the social satisfaction of our population, we created the mechanism of public control and the feedback on the relevant problems. For instance, during this year, celebrating 75th anniversary of victory during World War II, and in order to provide assistance to the veterans of the Great War, we introduced the category a veteran lives nearby. And during the pandemics, we introduced a new category, COVID-19, dedicated to the issues on providing assistance to prevent the dissemination of the virus. The population could address on the assistance of providing food in compliance of with restriction rules. The absence of the protection masks and disinfection and sanitary equipment, and all these issues were resolved, and everything possible was done to maximize the effect. During this year, in order to provide a more detailed information, we have already introduced a new. We are using 2GIS, Yandex, Google Maps in order to provide a better geolocation. So here are some statistics about the system of public control, proving that today this system is very popular among all the citizens of our republic. Altogether, by July 31st of this year, we have received and published more than 300,000 messages. 87% of those have been resolved positively, and we have motivated refusals as well. If we take a look at the slide, so we will notice that annually the number of applications are increasing this year. And if we compare it with 2012, it was more than 4,000 alerts, messages. Then last year, it was 77,000 applications. Systematic questions are defined in these applications, and they structure a basis in establishing investment programs, social problems, and financing from the budget of our republic. For instance, when we applied to the President of the Republic, the government in 2014 introduced new additional Republican programs for yards in Kazan and Nabережные Челны, roads, lighting in rural areas, etc. Last year, due to the implementation of these Republican programs, at the municipal and regional level, we resolved more than 12,000 applications on the repairment of Republican and municipal roads, which is 33% higher compared to 2018. Speaking about our yards and the preservation of our social spaces, we managed to resolve 23,800 applications. Besides, we have installed 80 additional traffic lights. And additionally, due to the program of Safe Roads, we have established 43 traffic lights in Nabережные Челны, in Nizhnekamsk, which means we resolve many of the applications that population sends to our control system. This year, during the first half of the year, we have resolved 4,326 applications pertaining to repairment and construction of municipal and republican roads.
I'll give you some examples. You will see them on the screen, where you'll be able to see what the situation was when the citizens sent us information about the requirement to change, to repair the road. For example, in the city of Kazan, Tankovo Street, you see the number of that notification. In Gavrilovo Street, Zalesno Street in the city of Nabережные Челны, you see how beautiful the road we have after some people paid attention to the bad quality of the road and they performed some overhauling. So we conduct a lot of work on repairing the bridges, for example, the Republic of Tatarstan, and also the requests in applications that received from Aksubaevsky, Vysokogorsky, Nurlatsky, Rybno-Slobodski municipalities. And these notifications, of course, were processed and we allocated some funds, and we see that how developed these bridges are, and that now can be used by both people and all the vehicles. And among many other examples of the traffic equipment installed, we would mention cross sections of Lisgavta and Volkov Street, Dubravna Street, Professor Kamayev Street, Tovarishskaya Street in the city of Kazan. As for the reconstruction and redevelopment of the traffic signs in the residential district of Salavat-Kupere, Ilyan-Mityevsky municipal district, Zainsky municipality, and weekly information on the people's control system in all the updates uploaded every week. And we again ask our residents to participate, to be active, and submit information concerning the problems that appear in different locations of the city. And it's very gratifying to see, to receive thanks, and not only the request we receive from our residents, and for the work and for the efforts contributed to improve the situation. When the municipalities, ministries, and departments receive thanks from the residents. And also in the system, the people can leave their comments there. For example, Ilya, one of the users, his name is Ilya, sent to my address more than 20 messages, and in 70 notifications and applications concerning the measures should be taken and to pay attention the local municipalities. As for the figure accessible environment, and Ruslan sent the messages to paint some of the playground equipment, and within a week period when this work was done, we received some thank you from this user. And for example, in the city of Nabережные Челны, there was conducted a timely waste collection, and one of the users thanked for the quick response to the problems that the residents notify our service of. So of course, all these requests should be considered and processed by the statesmen and all the officials responsible for this area of work. Another specificity of the system is that for the active citizens that inform the system about the laws violated in terms of the ethyl, alcohol, and alcohol-containing products manufacturing and the territory of the Republic of Tatarstan, there are special financial support and the amounts of money paid to those citizens who pinpoint the illegal on bootlegging the liquor production. and they are paid from 1 to 3,000 rubles, paid depending on if this information was actual and relevant. And in 2019, 771 notifications were received during that period, and these citizens were paid 1,020,000 rubles as the financial support for their active civic position. And thanks to the request that that system receives, and that category is actually confirmed by the Minister of the Ecology and Natural Resources of the Republic of Tatarstan in order to attract the attention of the active population to addressing the ecological problems, the ecological tasks. There are also implied some financial support for the active citizens. And these money are allocated to the active citizens. As part of the Republic campaign at the Visna, this spring there is a project implemented among the students of the colleges and universities on raising awareness and informing on unsanctioned location of waste collection, the garbage places, and the students who got the maximum result in the nomination, the most active student and the most active university, they get some precious prizes. So that's our system and the people's control system work. And I would like to say that thanks to the people control system, thanks to its functionality, the openness, the opportunity to assess the executive board operation, thanks to all these systems and untimely execution of these problems, there is a wide way to serve to actively develop the program and assist the problem of the population, to help the bodies and authorities of the government. And addressing these problems is one of the sources of information to develop the assessment of the situation of the human rights and liberties to be obeyed in the Republic of Tatarstan. Thank you very much for your attention.